Today I want to talk about Aerodrome, make a little bit of a different type of video than I normally do when I do talk about Aerodrome. Price not really changing much, over $1, up 4% over the last 7 days. That's around 5% last month, down 35% last year, 1,000%. And really since the end of February, we're talking about up 1,000% here. There was no significant price action prior to that. Holder count continues to just dominate. I think 75,000 holders. I think, what are we in? Middle of May. I think by the end of June, we should definitely see 100,000 holders for Aerodrome. I think it's just a matter of time. And I think even as these prices have have decreased, I think we're seeing an increase in holder count. And just similarly to what I've been alluding to, smart money getting positions, retail getting out of their positions, and just when we talk about altcoin season, right? I think Aerodrome, to me, one of the maybe the epitome of an altcoin. When we talk about like Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Obviously, Aerodrome's on Base, right? Aerodrome is not riding on Ethereum. It's not riding on Avalanche. It's not riding on Solana. It's riding on Base, which to me presents itself its own lane and is kind of its own, tunnel to essentially grow, right? Its own funnel to essentially grow, right? You can see this tweet here: Coinbase wallet, attention devs, smart wallet mainnet is coming. Get ready to be upgrading your SDK today. Aerodrome official Twitter, saluting emoji, as you can see here, right? And we know Aerodrome, and it's essentially, I don't want to say a partnership, but it is a partnership to a degree, right? Ecosystem has grown tremendously over 8 months, and Aerodrome is at the center, right? And you can see I talked about this Medium article in the video yesterday, right? Beyond growing the base economy, Aerodrome's incentives engine adds a layer of resilience to the network by retaining liquidity during periods of lower activity, right? And we know CB Ventures, the amount of money that they've invested in Aerodrome is the leading DEX on Base, and I think, again, many people do understand the concept of like Aerodrome growing with Base, right? And going to continue to grow with Base. But I don't think really people understand the magnitude at which I think Base is going to go, right? We've talked about it before. I know Base has verbatim said or close to verbatim. I don't want to quote anyone, but they've talked about, trying to onboard the next 100 million users, et cetera, et cetera. And I think, we're talking about like an altcoin. If it's like an altcoin coming out and Ethereum coming out and saying we're backing this altcoin, right? Essentially, obviously there's different things and different aspects about it that are different, but with Aerodrome being the jet engine of Base, and with Base, in my opinion, going to grow exponentially as it already has. I mean, we're talking about Base launching, I think, in August, and in 2023 it closed less than 6 months after it opened, essentially. 6 months old blockchain, 2 million users in 2023, and again we're close to 6 months into 2024. And you can see here Coinbase to move users' assets fully on chain as Base sees a new high in TVL, total value locked. It even says here Coinbase will store users' USDC on Base as it plans to move its business on chain. Make sure action from the crypto community follow Coinbase's move to go fully on chain. Base sees a new high in TVL locked as the team moves to reduce fees. Now, I'll put a link to this article in the description below, but I think it really, really, really needs to just be talked about is that with Aerodrome being quoted the jet engine of Base, and Base, imagine where Base is a year from now. Like, Base hasn't even been launched for a year. Imagine where Base can be a year from now, and then essentially imagine where Aerodrome can be stacked on top of that, right? Like, if Base grows just in users and adoptability and just global adoption, if Base grows 10, 15, 20x, I mean, we're talking about Aerodrome being right at the center of it. Even they say they're at the center of it, right? The jet engine of Base. We talk about this here, which again, I'll put a link to the description below. Let me see this right here. Total value locked on Base crossed 1.069 billion on Tuesday, up 139 month to month, right? And I think Aerodrome has like 60% of the TVL is on Aerodrome, right? So we're talking about TVL. a year and a half from now, it could be massive. And Aerodrome TVL is 60% of that on base. It just the math is there, guys. The math is really there. I mean, and then again, I think people get so caught up in the price in the short term, right? We're talking about, let's look at the all-time chart, right? Aerodrome was trading at over $2. Altcoin season is gonna happen, guys, right? I'm thinking, in my opinion, at least Q4 of this year, I think we'll start to see altcoin season really start to happen and start to really, see these altcoins start to send. And if you think Aerodrome, which is the leading DEX on base, isn't going to send during altcoin season, I mean, I think you should really do a deeper dive and study and understand Aerodrome and its, potential, right? I think when altcoin season does happen, a lot of altcoins are going to send. Many altcoins, obviously, when it's altcoin season, but these coins are going to go, I think, even higher than a lot of people are expecting them to go. And I don't want to give a price prediction to Aerodrome, but I mean, $10, $15 per coin for Aerodrome, in my opinion, at least. I feel like that's relatively, I don't want to say safe in crypto, but it's relatively conservative, right? When we talk about where base is going to be, where base is headed, the momentum base has currently, and Aerodrome riding on top of that. So again, I just feel like that needed to be talked about. I feel like no one, I mean, people are talking about it, people understand it, but I mean, that's gonna happen. And then we're talking about altcoin season as well. Like, we're talking about base just moving. Say there was no altcoin season, say that we weren't headed into a bull market, right? With base's ability to grow and where I think base will grow, Aerodrome riding on top of it, it's a no-brainer for me, in my opinion, to continue to hold. I'm continuing to hold. Again, that's not financial advice. I'm not, not financial advice at all. Entertainment purposes only. I highly recommend doing your own research. But again, you guys, holder count continues to get bigger and bigger, right? Decent price action over the last 7 days. Last day, trading volume's up 42 million. Again, drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button. As always, have a great day.